This is a Fox San Antonio special, drying up the South Texas drought.
Good evening. We're the Fox San Antonio First Warning Weather Team. We're here to show you the impact the drought is having on South Texas.
Wherever you look, it's easy to see, and it's crystal clear for people on Medina Lake. They're finding things once underwater.
And the dry weather is also creating an incredible fire danger that, as you've seen before, can cost lives and also put homes at risk. I'll show you what's being done ahead of our summer heat.
Let's talk about long-range weather patterns and what's been happening. We've been on the dry side for quite some time. In fact, going back to 2012 all the way up into the current month of March, we had barely received any rain at all. It was the driest 6-month period we've had in a long time. So the bigger question is, what's coming up in the long range? Here's what the National Weather Service has come up with, the National Data Climatic Center. It looks like an empty map. Well, it is, because they're saying equal chances of rain for everybody. So what's happening there? Well, we kind of have an idea of what's going on. We've been looking up at the polar regions, back up here, way up high in the atmosphere. Right in this area, we have something that's called the polar vortex. It spins around. It's just a perfect circle, but here's what it's been looking like for the last several months. That's anything but a perfect circle. It is spinning around. It looks like a wild washing machine gone crazy. We've called this sudden tropospheric warming. This has been causing chaotic motions throughout the atmosphere, and it's been causing what our rain looks like, nothing and then something. So for the next few months, it'll be interesting to kind of watch out for. Let's talk drought, but let's talk perception. Let's talk about what people see, what they think about drought here in San Antonio.
I think in recent years it has started to feel like the norm, and we don't like that.
Yeah.
We've had this is the third year in a row. So there's good and bad with that. Maybe people are used to that they can water once a week and everything looks great right now. You don't even need to water once a week right now. So that's the good side of it maybe. The other side of it is we do need people to take it seriously enough to be careful about their water use, because we're still below normal on the aquifer level. We're still in stage 2.
So what do you see the main focus when we talk about conservation, we talk about not using as much water? What do you see as the primary obstacle to getting people to do that?
I think one of the changes that we need to see over time is that people transform their landscapes to more diverse ones that aren't so turf dominated, that they can enjoy some of these other plants we have in San Antonio that are looking absolutely gorgeous just on what Mother Nature is providing. And we need to see a gradual shift more to that and to people understanding just how little water they need to have things look pretty.
So it's more of an education thing. People don't really understand. You don't need all that water. You don't need that solid green carpet in your front yard to look good. So what would be some of the educational things that we really need to focus on?
We need to help people understand that the weather does tell us a lot about how much to water our landscapes, if at all. So we ask people to really pay attention. Don't assume that you have to water every single week. If it's been cooler and there's been more cloud cover and your plants are looking pretty good, you may not need to water at all. So that's a week to take it easy on that irrigation system. Maybe one of the bad things about being in drought restrictions so much is that people feel that they have to use that watering day every day it comes. And we'd like them to realize that even in an extended drought, they can take a break and lower that water bill and not have to water everything quite so often.
Talking about water bills, people with sprinklers.
Yeah.
Oh my. What are some of the things that you find with these irrigation systems that are in homes?
They need a lot of maintenance, more maintenance than people think. They think, oh, I put this sprinkler system in, it's going to be automatic, I set it and I forget it. Well, if that big bill comes because they had a broken irrigation head they didn't know about, they learn differently. So the new watering hours of 7 to 11 in the morning and 7 to 11 at night, we hope are going to be good, and that it gives people a chance to see that irrigation system going off and then maybe know immediately if they have a problem, turn off that zone and get that broken head fixed or the spray directed back on the landscape or whatever the problem is.
Yeah, the sprinklers are the scary parts when you finally find something that's broken out there. Considering conservation and what we really need to do, if we're going to deliver a message, focused message to the people, what is it that we need to say?
We need to say to people that everybody can save more water at their homes if they're thoughtful about their use. We can have a great lifestyle, not have anything in our homes that's any different and have efficient fixtures. And then we can have a landscape outside that still looks beautiful and is actually easier to take care of and maybe is more fun, more vibrant, changes with the seasons, and save water at the same time.
Now, on the landscape side, you know how people are here in San Antonio. We're also all still thinking green. It's got to be green. What is beautiful for some folks? When you can say this can look beautiful, what type of plants are we talking about?
Well, July is a tough time for people who like grass because grass tends not to look so good in July in San Antonio. It's hot and the grass wants to go dormant, look off color. So you think about the heat-loving, blooming perennials that don't seem to understand that it's hot. You think salvias, esperanzas, poinciana, all of these plants that thrive on that heat and then burst forth with color. So we ask people to start thinking about having that seasonal variation where, okay, you're distracted away from looking at that grass that's a little peaked in July and August, and enjoy those summer blooming perennials that are going to be at their best at that time.
All right, so we're taking care of the sprinklers, we're putting in different plants, we're educating ourselves on how to save water in every possible way so that it can help us along the way.
We just need to stay on the path San Antonio's been on so successfully for years. We've lowered our per capita, and there's a lot more that we can do and still thrive as a community.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
You've got to have hope that the thing is going to refill, you know, that Mother Nature is going to provide some rain.
They're holding on to hope in Medina Lake, even though the drought has all but dried it up. Coming up, we're walking on what is now dry land and looking at what it will take to fill it up again.